Alright YouTube, I'm back. Well, if you watched my first video, my gave out on me. So I took it back and I've got a bigger motor. Probably sure to learn my lesson the first 2 times. But we're going to try the 2 horsepower. I think maybe the motor went out because I had too much side pressure on the front bearing with nothing in front of it to support it. So we're going to make some alterations and put a pillow block. And I've got to turn down the shaft on the lathe to get all that to work. So I'm going to kind of show you where we're going with it and what we're going to do, and we'll get started. So this is kind of what we've got. Before I had this being the motor and a small shaft right here into this 4-inch pulley. Okay, and there was nothing out here, this area, to support it. So I'm thinking maybe that these bearings, or this bearing right here, that's located in the motor, couldn't handle the side pressure of the motor turning up and hitting the tire every time. So we're going to do a little work to the pulley and make a little shaft here. And this is kind of what I was thinking. I've got 1 3/4 inch diameter piece right there. And I am going to drill and ream it 7/8 diameter because that's the new shaft size on the motor. And I will probably put a broach key in it. I also have a piece of 1 inch, like so. I could have done this all out of one piece and turned it down. However, I wouldn't have been able to broach a key in this with the equipment I've got. So we are going to make it out of 2 pieces, and then I will thread this. This is a 1 inch diameter rod. So I will thread the end of this right here, and I will drill and tap this 1 inch, I think 8, and I'll screw it together. Then I'll drill and put a roll pin in right here to hold it together so it doesn't come apart. However, the end right here, the bearing, the only bearing I could find in town was a 15/16 ID. So I've got to take this 1 inch rod and turn down 15/16 so it'll fit into my bearing. And then I'll have to set it up and put a key somewhere yet to be determined, depending on how it all lines up once I get it both together. So that is our game plan for today. So I'll get the lathe started up, and we'll get after it. Alright, let me just start out by saying that annoying hum or whistle that you're hearing is my phase converter running. So this is a 3-phase lathe. So in order for me able to get power to it, I have to have it running. So maybe if I can figure it out how to shut the volume off on the YouTube after I get going and not talking. So right now I'm going to face it off and then come in 1 3/8 inch. That's how wide the pillow block bearing is. So I'm going to face it off and then step it in. This is a pretty good lathe. This old South Bend, and it's got some neat functions. I don't actually run a lathe very much. I'm more of a mill guy, but I can usually get something done. So here we go. Okay, so I ran to work and I was able to drill and ream my pulley and broach it. See the little key in there? Right about there. I was able to broach it, and they had a 1" by 8 tap. I was able to tap that and broach this for 3/16. This one's actually 1/4" key. So now all that's left to do is to thread the end of this and put a key in it. I think that's about it. So let's get onto it. Alright, I hope you guys can see this okay. I have my key, my 1/4" key milled in there. I have got a set screw, place for a set screw to hold the key on the motor. And now I'm going to, about right there, I'm going to drill a 7/32 hole and put a roll pin to keep this pin from unscrewing from this collar. So before there was just this pulley was mounted on this shaft, so it was this whole motor was moved over here, but there was a lot of pressure to move this tire and a lot of side pressure, so I got a pillow block, and then this pin you see here threaded, and then this piece is threaded, and I drove a pin, if you can see that or not, to hold them together, and then I keyed this, put a set screw in there to hold that key in place, and this shaft is actually got a keyway in it, you can kind of see right there, and it's got a set screw holding the key in place on that as well, and it seems like it's working out pretty good. Oh, and I got me a 2 horsepower motor this time. We'll see. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.